Bro, if you feel like your life is at a dead end and you don't want to go on, or you lack a sense of purpose, this video is for you. And you know what? I feel like I have to say this, but this video is for entertainment purposes only. I rarely say that, but I think I'm going to be covering some pretty deep stuff. So there you have it. But I was just reading Psalm 6, verse 11, and man, just with so many verses in the Bible, you can pull so much out of this. But it says, "But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them sing joyful praises forever. Spread your protection over them, that all who love your name may be filled, sound redneck right there, may be filled with joy." And I'm going to continue on to verse 12. So, "For you bless the godly, O Lord. You surround them with your shield of love." So verse 11, when you draw close to God. Verse 2, he protects you. Verse 12. It's amazing just how full of joy you can be whenever you are filled. Sorry, I'm trying to mark my place. And how full of joy you can be and how you can feel which feelings, are fleeting, because, they can change based on your circumstance. You can be in the world's best mood, but on your way to work, if you got in an accident, that happy-go-lucky guy you were, might be affected, in a negative sense of, you just got an accident. Crap, what am I going to do? I don't have insurance. You should have insurance. And all sorts of things can happen in life. That's why we need to be careful where we go. But when you anchor your faith, hope, trust, your value, that's a big word today. People don't feel very valued. And when they do, it's in what they own. You are not what you own. You are so much bigger and better. Because things you value are things that were created by man, more than likely. And the one you were created in has valued you so much, he created you in his image. And when you fall into line with the relationship with him and how he designed you, yes, he designed all of us to worship. But when you worship God, it's incredible. Just all the crap in the world might be feeling like the world is taking a massive dump on you, but you still have an incredible sense of peace and comfort. And I tell you this from so much life experience that, again, when you're happy, that can change. Live your best life. There's so many YouTube videos that say that. And even podcasts. Live your best life. Manifest this. Manifesting is crap. You just have to take action. Take action. Yes. Write down things you want to do. And then take steps. Take steps to start knocking out those goals. Don't manifest that. Like, if you haven't listened to one of my other videos, don't manifest, because if you start to manifest, a majority of the time, and this goes into a lot of Christians, you don't know what you're speaking to sometimes, because there are a lot of entities in our realm. And if you create an open doorway, then it can give you what you want. But you literally start to create legal rights to let it into your life, to let this stuff happen. And then you start to focus on just yourself. And then let that entity, which you think is God, which is definitely is not, start to make this stuff happen, and then it'll draw you away from Christ. But yeah, I can create another video on that, but or an audio if you're listening to this in audio. But yeah, we need to be careful, and you do that by plugging yourself into a strong community, and also, refining your mind daily. You need to renew your mind daily, because your mind, that is, whenever you have horrible thoughts all the time, those are strongholds, man. And you can break those. It might feel like you can't based on where you're at in life. If you're at a really crappy place right now where you feel like there's no way out, you need to be sitting on your butt. So that way, instead of feeling like you're stuck in the hole, you can actually look up and you can find a way out, which you can climb out. And yeah, will it hurt? Probably. But that's, all of us dig different holes. And based on whatever it is you dug, like it will be a different kind of route to get out of that hole. Some of us need a ladder, but some of us just need a step. So you need to look at it that way. And two, reach out to somebody. Like you need accountability, because yes, you can do a lot by yourself, but it can be a very lonely process, especially in the culture, at least here in America, where everybody not everybody, but a majority of people, they'll have a victim mindset where they'll, woe is me, that something is always happening to them. Or, you have others who are very, very prideful, and they want to do it themselves, and they don't want to take constructive criticism. And then you have like the third group of people who are, humble themselves. And that's what you need to do. Humble yourself and take constructive criticism so that you know what you need to do. And, make sure you respect these people and they have a good track record. But constructive criticism can help you a lot. You have to swallow your pride. I do it a lot. My closest friends, which are very small, I only have about 3 really close friends. But, they'll tell me the truth even if it hurts, but I know it comes from a point of love. And I know they're trying to push me to go forward. You need that in your life daily. And that's in the beginning. Now, you won't need it as much, the more you start to refine yourself and your relationship with Christ. But know that once you start to live for Him, as verse 12 says, He will put a shield around you and protect you. Now, will there be moments of crappy situations? Yes. I mean, we're not immune to all these difficulties of life. But we need to be careful, because you could make one poor choice in the day. Maybe it's thinking an ill thought of somebody, which if somebody cuts you off in the interstate and your instant mind, and look, I know I'm not the only one who does this. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's because in my past I watched a lot of horror films, gory films, things like that. But when somebody cuts you off and you think I wish that they would unalive themselves. And then instantly I'm like, wait, what? That's freaking crazy. We have random thoughts like that. But you need to repent of those thoughts. And it's crazy. I'm telling you, the spiritual realm is so huge, but whenever you have any sort of crazy thought or whatnot like that, that can create a gateway. It could create an open door to allow, these demons and devils to enter your life just by thinking thoughts like that. And trust me, these things cannot read your mind, as far as I know. Only God can. However, they know us incredibly well, so they can judge your mannerisms. They see the slightest sign. They're like a top-class CIA or FBI agent, man. They can see your little tics. They know what gets you off, what frustrates you. So you need to be extremely careful. But remember, God has also given us our spiritual armor, man. Put on the armor of salvation. The helmet of salvation, man. That to me, the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation are, I think, incredibly important. But the shield of faith and the sword of the Spirit, too, are wild. But you also need to remember to wrap yourself up. Put the belt of truth around your waist so that is your foundation you lie on. Or you need to rely on whenever you're starting to go through these difficult phases, man. And then you need to have a relaxed and peaceful mindset, because when your mind is in a semi-restful but still observant type of state, that's whenever you are ready to focus. Whenever things don't distract you because you're present-minded, you need to wrap the sandals of peace around your feet. And I'm telling you, dude, if you would actually look up Roman armor, which Paul, I believe that's what he is referring to in Ephesians 6, it's going to be crazy whenever you see how powerful that stuff actually is. But all right, bro. Go out there and make today a great day. And if you would like to jump into my community, I'll have a link in the description. But also, if you need accountability, I would love to be able to help you smash your goals. Reach out to me. I would love it if we work together. All right, see ya.